Hello there guys, girls, this is BxBaracus with our Rome 2 tournament match. This is going to be the last Legion tournament bronze match between BxBaracus and a VOD and WYBOBRAK. It's a best of 5, and we have the first battle starting on Nemetosena, map picked by BxBaracus as he is on top of the bracket, and he's playing as Arverni, whereas WYBOBRAK is Rome. So let's see the rules of this tournament. We have max 5 of the same unit, max 6 melee cavalry, 1 elephant or chariot max included as cavalry unit, max 3 missile cavalry, max 6 spikes, max 8 foot skirmishers, and both players have to attack. If one of the players loses all of his cavalry, he becomes the defender, and if one of the players has only cavalry units, he becomes the attacker. So that is interesting. If somebody loses all his cavalry, he becomes the defender. But what if he doesn't start with cavalry? Is he automatically defender then? That is a good question. Of course, we still have no hill camping and no red line camping. Maps are Athenae, Armavir, Carthago, Nemetosena, Pella, and Pyramids, and Yathrib. That's the map pool, but Armavir is, of course, pretty unbalanced, so we'll see if anybody picks the map. Hasn't happened so far though, so I guess both of the players don't want to give themselves a huge advantage. Well, I mean, it's just the first game, so maybe they're saving it for later. Anyway, I'm gonna go over BxBaracus's build as Arverni. He has a bunch of MLG Freemen Windmen, or MLG Free Windmen. Anyway, let's see. He has 4 heavy horse, and indeed 2 levy freemen only, it seems. So he's most likely going to lose this battle as he only has 2 levy freemen. Just kidding. Anyway, he has 2 Celtic warriors on each flank, 1 Celtic warrior up front in the center. That makes 5 Celtic warriors. He does have a bunch of chosen swords as well, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chosen swords. Is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 chosen swords and 2 old swords. One of them is his old sword general, not a strategist, he is Vercingetorix. Then we have the Celtic youths here, and that is basically the build of BxBaracus. Now for WYBOBRAK, we've got 1 Equitus and 1 auxiliary cav on his left flank, 1 auxiliary cav on his right, and then let's see, general and bodyguard commander, of course. Let's see his main line. He has 2 Hastati on his left flank, and then another Hastati, that's 3. And 2 more Hastati, so that basically means he's got 5 Hastati. Pretty cool, of course. Very nice units. They will deal with the Levy Freemen quite well. Celtic warriors, though, are going to destroy the Hastati if they get the proper charges off, of course. Anyway, in terms of main line, it does seem that he has 1, 2, 3, 4 veteran legionaries, and is it 2 Evocatis? Probably. Yeah, 2 Evocatis and 2 Principes? Yeah, 2 Principes. Or is it? Wait, I'm getting confused. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's 5 veteran legionaries, my bad. Anyway, let's actually get into the battle and see how the engagement is going to go. I mean, Arverni has a pretty strong build, as does Rome, so it's gonna be up to... I mean, the Celtic warriors will defeat Hastati, whereas the mid-tier infantry of Rome is going to destroy the chosen swordsmen. The old swords are going to kill the veteran legionaries and Evocatis, though, so that is a given. We'll see how... I mean, both players can win this battle for sure, depending on how they do. I wouldn't give any of these factions a huge edge, I suppose. We'll see though. Levy Freemen are on the field for Arverni, and Levy Freemen, you know how strong they are. Anyway. Still waiting for both players to move up and take the engagement. We see that Arverni is getting into position here. He wants to try and push. He wants to push over here, and it's not a bad idea because he's got 2 Celtics against 1 Hastati and some Cav, but he does have a heavy horse to back it up. So if he starts an engagement there, away from all these Roman sword units, it might be good. If Rome overextends, I guess I can fast forward a little bit because nothing is really going on. They're just staring at each other with infantry blobs. It's pretty weird. So we do have the Levy Freeman actually moving up right here. We're gonna get some javelins off onto the auxiliary cavalry, but not really doing too much damage. Hastati now might do some friendly fire to the auxiliary cav. Heavy horse engaging here for Arverni. Not sure if this is the engagement that Arverni actually wants though, because the Celtic warriors can't get clear charges off. However, we're gonna see veteran Principes and Hastati moved over here, so they're definitely gonna do better. However, Arverni does notice quicker than Rome that the engagement over here has to be supported, and he's rotating his forces around. However, Rome continues to do this even quicker, so that's good by Rome. I feel this Principes here will do well against the Celtic warriors. Auxiliary Cav against Heavy Horse, it's a pretty even matchup, but still the Heavy Horse are going to end up taking that engagement as well. But it's gonna be close. I mean, it's a close fight for them. Pretty evenly matched those units. So here comes some Heavy Horse charges into the Hastati. These are pretty effective over here. He just needs to pull out and not keep his units engaged. We have Raised Banner popped by the Roman general, so that is pretty good. Celtic warriors here not going to get proper charges off onto Hastati, so that is a mistake by Rome. Again, Chosen Swordsman here getting javelined by Fagadi, and over here Rome is going to end up doing quite well considering he's got veteran legionaries and Principes on the field. Principes is actually not doing too well against Chosen Swordsman, but it is against Chosen Swordsman. The thing is, oh, there's this veteran legionary here, and this Roman veteran legionary is going to save this flank for Rome. These Hastati, though, are going to break against the Celtic... oh no, because actually the Hastati are winning, and that is because the Celtic warriors didn't get their charges off earlier. So Hastati here charging it and followed up by Evocati cohorts. This Celtic warrior is destroyed. Oathsworn General does not get the proper charges off, and now he's doing some friendly fire with javelins onto his general. But he's actually firing at the flanks, so it's not too bad. This means, though, that his Chosen Swordsmen get shot in the rear by veteran legionaries. Rome over here is also winning the engagement because he's got support for the Cav engagement. Veteran legionaries charging into Celtic warriors. We know how that's going to go. Rear charge for veteran legionaries into the Chosen Swords as well. Gonna go pretty well for Rome here. Oathsworn is going to rear charge this Evocati. It's gonna go well for... I mean, this charge is gonna be good, but the thing is that they will in turn be rear charge as well. So we have the ability popped for Arverni. It is relentless, so their attack is increased by quite a bit. But the thing is, as you can see, Rome is winning the right flank because it supported that flank much quicker. But Arverni now has a heavy horse in the rear of these units. If it rear charges the Hastati, it's going to do a lot of damage because Hastati are not quite good at dealing with rear charges. Like, they're gonna drop insanely fast the rear charges, and that is the case. Chosen Swordsmen here doing well against Evocatis. They're actually defeating them. Veteran legionaries here also fighting, duking it out against Chosen Swordsmen, but it's just not going too well for Rome, that engagement. So Equites, again, like, this flank just got destroyed by, I mean, Arverni just destroyed that flank. And I mean, yeah, it looked cool, those Hastati and Evocatis charging the Oathsworn, but Oathsworns are Oathsworns. Like, 2 Oathsworns over here, pretty difficult to get rid of. Even with the way he engaged it nicely, then he actually might even end up losing the engagement on this flank, which would be weird, but he does have the veteran legionaries here, which haven't done too well against Chosen Swordsmen. It's quite peculiar that has happened. So that's actually quite strange. So the veteran legionaries here are going to lose to Oathsworns. Frenzy charge from these units into veteran legionaries, but these veteran legionaries here will do well against the chosen swords. But this game is actually fairly close, but it looks like ooh, yeah, Rome's gonna win this flank, but the General of Arverni is going to beast things up. Celtic youths here getting charged by the General of Rome. This is a desperate maneuver, and now he's gonna get charged by heavy horse. He has to pull away his general and start supporting, and this chosen swordsman is in prime position. He does waste a volley of jabs though. He needs to start rear charging these Roman units right now to rout them off the field, but he's not doing so. So Rome is actually doing quite well over here with the veteran legionaries. Two of them should destroy this chosen swordsman, but it's just a huge blob. The veteran legionaries aren't actually flanking the unit too much, so that is a problem for Rome. Thing is, this Oathsworn general is going to do a lot of damage, and now we have unity of the tribes pop. The morale should be very good for Arverni for a while, and they're just holding strong here, this Oathsworn general, against all the Roman units. Thing is, now he's gonna get surrounded. We have to see a charge into this Celtic warrior though, because it's gonna rear charge Hastades and it's gonna kill them. Over here, Arverni pushed through, and with that flank getting mopped up, now that means the chosen swordsmen are free to rear charge the veteran legionaries. But good move by Rome here. He's actually gonna switch around his veteran legionaries and go into the chosen swordsmen. More engagements happening over here. The general is going to die for Rome. He's gonna get into the Celtic youths though, so that is the final charge that he's gonna have. Thing is though that Arverni has a lot of units left on the field. These Hastadian Principes over here doing their best against the Oathsworn general, and I mean, he got kind of close to dying, and he might actually still die because he's getting rear charged by Oathsworns, but I don't know if this is going to be enough for Rome, to be fair. The thing is that he's got these veteran legionaries here doing quite well. It's just an Oathsworn that's in the fray here that might seal the deal. And this Oathsworn general, if it dies, I mean, Rome has a small chance with the Oathsworn general dying. And it's not dead, but it might rout. So sadly, yeah, it's not dead. Because if it was dead, then this would give Rome a chance here. And now the Roman general is dead though. And I like how it says confident general dead. It's pretty funny, but yeah, now Rome's units should keep routing off the field. That unit goes off. Started with 30 men, veteran legionaries with 14 men. Oathsworns here. General is still not dead for Arverni, and they're just duking it out so well in the melee engagement. And now these veteran legionaries and these other veteran legionaries are doing quite well here, but only for the moment. I mean, all they're doing is keep being in the fight because they're up against Oathsworns, so they're gonna end up dying at some point. But let's zoom in and see how they're fighting for their survival. And that would be game. The first game goes to BxBaracus. Very interesting game, but again, the Oathsworns did very well. Surprisingly, the Chosens did damage, and the Evocades and veteran legionaries, a lot of them didn't do too well. Very surprising that they didn't do well against the... Well, they got destroyed by Oathsworn, and it's just chosen swordsmen overall that kind of surprised me with how well they did. The Celtics, again, didn't do well because they didn't get their charges off against the Hastati, and as you can see here, the Hastati kind of did better than the Celtic warriors, kind of, but still, Celtics ended up getting more efficient, because Celtic warriors are better units than Hastati, and I believe same price as well, so yeah, this one Celtic youth unit was a nice touch by Arverni as well. Yeah, first game goes to BxBaracus. Now it's going to be 1-0, so we'll see how game 2 goes. So this is game 2, also on Nemetasena. We have WYBOBRAK playing as Getae and BxBaracus as Rome. So this is going to be an interesting matchup, but Rome definitely is favored here, I would say. Like, I just have a hard time believing that Getae can win against mass infantry spam by Rome. They have noble swords, which are good, I guess, but other than that, like, they have armored spears, heavy spears, and like axe warriors, which don't really stand up to Roman veteran legionaries, evocatis, and such. But anyway, I'm gonna go over the Roman build. We have 1 Vigiles on each flank in terms of cavalry, 1 Legionary Cav on each flank, and in the center, 1 Legionary Cav with 1 Societas Extraordinary. So 3 Legionary Cav and 1 Societas Extraordinary. That is the Cav force for Rome. We have 1 Levies unit. Interesting choice. We do have a Legatus Caesar as well. Very, very interesting. And other than that, what do we have? 1, 2. Is it 3 Hastati? Yeah, it looks like 3 Hastati. Oh, and the 3rd Vigile is in the center. Okay, I didn't notice it. And we see a very interesting main line. So 1 Evocati cohort on each flank, but here's the big part. We see... Oh wait, never mind. So... Oh, actually 4 Evocati cohorts in total, but we see 2 Praetorian Guards. This is massive. I didn't expect this. So, wait. 1, 2, 3... 4 Evocatis, 2 Praetorian Guards, and 3 Hastati, so... That is an interesting sword component for Rome. And I guess that is why he brought Caesar. He wants to refresh his Praetorian Guards when they use the whip, which is quite smart. Anyway, for Getae right now, we see that he has 3 Spear Horsemen, 3 Spear Warriors in the back, but you can't really see his army too well. So let's see over here. He has some Axe Warriors, 1, 2 Axe Warriors, 3 Axe Warriors actually. Then 3 Folksmen. Wow. No, 4. It's 4 Axe Warriors. My bad. 2 on each flank, and then 3 Axe Warriors. Not 3 Axe Warriors, but 3 Folksmen over here. My goodness. Then up front, 3, 4, 5 Noble Swords. So actually, considering the Roman build, I think that Getae might actually have a chance here. Oh, in 1 second. And I'm back, sorry about that. But anyway, again, the Getae army composition should do quite well here. Considering the Roman one, like, he brought a lot of elite swords. Instead of like bringing more Evocatis, more Hastatis, instead of the Praetorian Guards, I should have just gone veteran legionaries and Evocatis against Getae, but we'll see. We'll see. This might still work. Of course, Praetorian Guards are amazing, and they should be able to beat the Noble Swords. Yeah, Societas Extraordinary as well. Yeah, there are a lot of Noble Swords on the field, and Rome doesn't have too much infantry because he brought Praetorian Guards. And these guys, as you can see, they look beastly, and they are beastly as well in melee combat. They will grind out against basically any unit, even against Oathsworns, I think. You gotta be careful about them. But normally they are not a cost-effective choice for Rome. So here we see Getae is actually moving up its lines, and we'll see how this is going to go. The Noble Swords moving up over here with Axe Warriors supporting as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how both players decide to engage. We might have the Axe Warriors trying to deal with the Hastati and Vigiles in the beginning, and then supported by Noble Swords. We might have something like that happening. And indeed, like, you saw that the Axe Warriors were sent in front of the Noble Swords. I think that's a good choice by Getae. He doesn't want the Noble Swords to come in first and take the Javelin Volleys from the Hastati. And the Axe Warriors should deal with these units relatively well, I suppose. Well, the Vigiles at least. Whereas, I'm not sure how well they do against the Hastati. They should beat them. The Hastati actually all 3 of them have one upgrade. So that is an interesting choice by Rome. We have Spear Horsemen coming in here. Might go for a charge on the Vigiles and then quick pull out. We'll see. Okay, so here come the Axe Warriors in frontally into the Vigiles. Vigiles are going to die here. However, his Stadis don't get their jabs off. They just charge in, so that's not going to be too good for the Stadi. Noble Swords throwing in Pilila, or like javelins, whatever you want to call them. This is pulling back the Vigiles, which is good, but these Hastadi will get Raffle Stomped by these two Axe Warriors here. However, there's a flanking maneuver going on over here with Legionaries, but as you can see, they have formation attack on, so they're not going to do too well. Spear Horsemen here got a charge into the Vigiles and pulled out. Over here we might have an engagement too. Spear Warriors engaging against Legionary Cav. This is going to be a very good trade for Getae over here. Sociectus Extraordinary coming around, but again, these Hastadi aren't doing too bad against Axe Warriors, actually. Surprisingly so, despite not getting javelins off, I think. Now these Evocadis here are in the back supporting. Hastadi here getting destroyed by two Axe Warriors though. Noble Swords is going to beat Evocadis here as well, but Getae will end up yeah, they will end up trading pretty decently here, I think, with the Noble Swords in the fight. Just gonna be those Evocadis and Praetorians that are basically gonna be a problem for him, and they're kept as reserve, which means they'll be fresh by the time the battle starts. Oh, by the way, the Noble Sword General is a strategist as expected. Forgot to mention that. But this could be a problem for Rome, because he's gonna get flanked, and the Spear Warriors got rid of the Vigiles easily. Over here, Spear Warriors are destroying the cavalry of Rome. Not quite sure why he's keeping his units in here. As you can see, the Roman center is starting not to do so well. Evocati is getting a decent amount of kills here. And now Getae is starting to flank, but I wonder if he's going a bit too far, because these Evocatis will mop up the Falksmen, especially if the Falksmen and Spear Warriors don't get proper charges off. They don't, so these Evocatis will do quite well here. Noble Sword General is still not engaged here, but now he will deal with this one Sociectus Extraordinary. Spear Horseman here will also engage the Sociectus Extraordinary, so this unit is wasted by Rome as well. Here his cavalry is going to go down, but these Evocatis, look at just how easily they are destroying the Falksmen and the Spear Warriors here. They're so strong against all those pretty cheap and terrible units in comparison. So yeah, 2 lost and 44 killed. Pretty good by them. I think the main line is going quite well for Getae. Like he's actually doing quite well here. It's just a Vigiles unit left here, which should be a problem for shouldn't be a problem for Getae. And again, my mouse decides to keep disconnecting and reconnecting. I need to fix it somehow. It's a Logitech G400, and I think they have issues with their cables, I think. So the Noble Swords here engaging against Evocatis and Praetorian Guards. Praetorians will tank this engagement quite well. And as you can see here, Getae's maneuver here didn't end up paying for him, because he had, like, he pushed a bit too hard and too fast with Falksmen and Spear Warriors against Evocatis. So this one unit of Evocatis won the flank for Rome. Now the levies actually are gonna get chased by Spear Horsemen, but the Spear Horsemen are so few that even the Legatus might be able to kill them, take them off the field. Gonna be different when the second Spear Horse unit comes though, and the Spear Warriors. And Rome is losing on the left flank, and these Praetorian Guards have been getting a lot of kills here. As you can see, they're still getting kills despite being kind of surrounded. Now there will be a relief force sent in by Rome though, these Evocatis and Hastadi unit. So the Legionary Cav here is going to hold the Spear Warriors and the Spear Horsemen, but these Evocatis here are actually going to break through the axis. And we see Caesar popping his presence, so recharge rate. Now it means he'll be able to pop the whip quicker. And Hastadis are engaging the Noble Swords. Evocatis here flanking. Well, actually, it's more like the Hastadi flanking. So these two units will beat the Noble Sword here. And Praetorian Guards. This is exactly the type of engagement that they want against noble swords. So this engagement is going to go well for Rome. This one is actually not going too well because this Evocati is not doing anything. Now it's going to start flanking the Spear Warriors and they're going to be routed off the field, but instead he decides to go here. I think he should have taken his time and gone around like this, gotten the proper rear charges off. And as you can see, this noble sword here is taking a while to get killed. That is because of shield wall. This Praetorian Guard is finally dying to the noble swords and spear warriors, but it might, if it lives, that would be insane. Still some units of Getae on the field. Like, this is a really close game. Rear charge into the Evocatis. If they rout this one Evocati, it would be big. The spear horsemen. Levies off the field. Legionary Cav will soon be off the field as well. Legate has actually got rid of that spear horseman, but is now running away. Astati going to do quite well against the spear warriors, but should end up losing as well, I believe. Yeah, after some time, especially with the spear horseman rear charge. But in fact, the Hastati they actually have quite decent stats, much better than spear warriors, so they might turn it around given time. We'll see. And the Praetorian Guard over here not looking too good for Rome. This one is doing amazingly though, especially with use the whip. It's down to 93 men and gotten 80 kills on noble swords. Very nice. Praetorian Guards here 214 kills. Hastati's gonna lose to spear warriors, so they don't have enough men. These Evocatis though are beating up the noble swords. Evocatis here 254 kills. Against some Falksmen, that's true. But still, the noble swords are now going to... Well, the Falksmen are routed off the field, so that's not good for Getae, but Roman general is going to end up dying here, potentially. This Praetorian Guard is... Look at how well it's doing against two noble swords. It's just insane. The thing is, now it's exhausted, so it's not going to do so well. This unit of Evocati will defeat the noble sword. Now, this Evocati will end up dying. But just this Praetorian just do so well against the noble sword, so I think it's an interesting choice to bring Praetorian Guards against Getae. But again, like, bringing a lot more mid-tiers like Veteran Legionaries and Evocatis would have allowed him to possibly swarm Getae. And I mean, he would have had more engagements like, let's say, Veteran Legionaries, more engagements like Veteran Legionaries against Axe Warriors, which would go really well in his favor. And I mean, noble swords against Evocatis isn't as bad as Veteran Legionaries against Axe Warriors, basically. So, Veteran Legionaries will mop up the Axe Warriors quicker. But anyway, let's look at the stats. So, the Axe Warriors, they didn't do too much here because they charged into Vigiles. And they killed a lot of Vigiles, but they didn't do too much. Spear Horsemen did some damage, but again, the noble swords did quite the damage onto Rome. Falksmen even got some kills in Spear Warriors, but if we look at Rome, the Evocatis, very good efficiency. Hastati getting some kills, but not enough. This Societas Extraordinary was a waste for Rome, a complete waste. Not go well for him. The Praetorian Guards did surprisingly well. Well, not surprisingly well. They're going to beat any unit that Getae can bring. And that was basically game 2. So it's actually going to be 1-1 between BxBaracus and WYBOBRAK. And this is game 3. Also on Nemetosena. So many Nemetosena games. We have WYBOBRAK playing as Parthia and BxBaracus as Suebi. We'll see how this one is going to end up going. Parthia could potentially do quite well against Suebi, but we'll see. We will see. I mean, he's gonna have to use the elephants well and the cataphracts as well. The thing about skirmishing against Suebi is that it's not as good as you would think, because they have decent missile block chance with the spear walls, which were brought here. So very nicely done by Suebi. Anyway, I'm gonna go over the Parthian build first. So let us see. He has, seems to be 3 horse archers, indeed. 2 Sarmatian horse archers, 1 noble horse archer. General, he is a commander. Then we see 4 foot archers. They are both, well, not both, they're all Persian light archers. Behind those we have 4 Parthian swordsmen, 4 Eastern cataphracts, and an Indian war elephant. So this is definitely a pretty effective Parthian build brought here by WYBOBRAK. We'll see how well it's going to end up going for him. Let me slow-mo because might have engagements going on here. So, Suebi. 3 Germanic scout riders with 1 noble rider over here. And let's see. That's basically the cavalry contingent for Suebi. In terms of spears, he's got up front 3 spear walls, which again will do very, very well. In terms of missile block chance, 4 Germanic slingers, same thing. And in terms of spear levy, he has 3 spear levy that he decided to bring. Pretty nice units against Parthia. So also 3 wolf warriors, a sword master over here, and a wooden ass spear general, interestingly enough. So this build that was brought by Suebi, I think would do quite well against a Parthian skirmish kind of composition, because the spear walls will take so many missiles considering their missile block chance. Same with Germanic slingers, you don't want to waste ammo on them really. So this is a smart build by Suebi. Thing is, Parthia actually brought some Parthian swords to the field. They're gonna get destroyed by wolf warriors and sword masters anyway though, so we'll see how that engagement's going to go. The noble horse archers might actually go for a rear charge onto the spear levy here. And noble horse archers are quite good in melee compared to, say, different horse archers. Sarmatian horse archers stopped the spear levy and allowed the noble horse archers to get in. This means that he got a rear charge onto them, but I wonder if this is effective. He lost. Let's see. Spear levy got, wow, so many kills. 20 kills on the spear levy, already being very, very effective. Only lost 10 men to the rear charge by the noble horse archers, and noble horse archers lost 2 in the unit. These guys, wow, they lost like so many men. 22. What, 22? Yeah, 22. Let's see. Germanic scout riders also getting some kills here. 4 kills. Not a lot, but it is still quite important. We have Parthia trying to skirmish. But it's going to be so difficult for him to skirmish. Like, how is he going to reach these juicy sword targets? Because that's what he needs to kill. How is he going to reach them? The wolf warriors, the sword masters, he can't reach them with the horse archers. Because, 1, he doesn't have enough horse archers. And 2, the way that Suebi is using his spear levy here is brilliant. He's blocking the Parthian horse archers from moving forward and targeting these Suebi swords, because they're being presented over here, which means that javelins from them would be devastating to the horse archers. This is making Parthia hold his forces back. There's also Slinger in support if necessary, so I do like how Parthia is playing this out. Well, not Parthia, but Suebi. It's very, very smart, and already, as you can see, the spear levy done quite well for him. It killed a lot of the Sarmatian horse archers, and that was a ballsy move by Parthia, but it did not go well. So we're gonna see Parthia moving up. Let's fast forward, and we see the Germanic scout riders getting some shots off, but not really killing anything here. Germanic slingers started getting the horse archers and getting 2 of them killed. Quite important. Let's fast forward again, because not much is actually happening. We see the horse archers trying to go for it again, and these guys were preparing to throw their shafts, but now they're gonna get pulled back. Just so hard for Parthia to even think about doing anything. He's moving up, trying to get angles with the horse archers, but there's no way. Ooh, is he gonna go for the charge with the noble horse archers? Javelins incoming! Oh, massive damage onto the horse archers, down to 40. Well, 9 kills on the general of Parthia. That is huge, so well done with those spear levy. Suebi is doing insanely well, but the thing is, if he doesn't have enough javelins left for the Indian war elephants, it could be problematic. Thing is, he can still target them with Germanic slingers. That's going to be good. And the wooden ass spear general with cavalry counter tactics could also do quite well against the elephants, because I believe it also buffs. It's also considered like it also buffs his unit against the elephant, I think. So here we might have something going on here. The horse archers skirmishing against Germanic scout riders, but taking so much damage. As you can see here, Germanic slingers with 2 kills as well. I believe it was the kills on the horse archers from earlier. So the horse archers have been moved over here and trying to skirmish, but they haven't got too many kills, and they're actually... yeah, they've barely got any kills over here. So I believe, what exactly did they kill? Some Germanic scout riders, I guess, but which is not really what he wants. And these guys lost some men too, but important thing is that the noble horse archers took damage, and it's gonna be difficult for Parthia because his Persian light archers are going to not do well against Germanic slingers. Parthian swords will die to wolf warriors, sword masters. Then the elephant could potentially be countered by the wooden ass spears. He still has cataphracts left on the field, which is very important for him, and in fact they haven't taken any damage yet. That is good. But now, firing frontally with Noble Horse Archer General into Spear Levy, it's just not going to be effective for Parthia here. It just must be very frustrating when you brought a pretty skirmishy build, I guess, and you can't actually skirmish, and now his general is getting chased and lost so many men, and it continues to lose men. Not looking good for Parthia at all this game. Ooh, more javelins on the field. Ooh. 28 remaining, 28 men remaining for the Noble Horse Archer General, and only 14 kills, definitely wasted. And here the Eastern Cataphracts are starting to take damage from the Spear Levy. As you can see, these guys got hit as they stopped. Noble Horse Archer General still trying to skirmish. I believe Swebby might be going a bit too far, because we'll see. Oh, one more volley. Wow, that Noble Horse Archer General losing so many men. Engagement over here. Let's see. Spear Levy got 30 kills onto the Sarmatian Horse Archers. That is massive. These Eastern Cataphracts taking damage. They're not really fast enough to catch up to the Germanic Scout Riders unless they're mis-microed. You can see here, really nice micro from the Germanic Scout Riders. So at this point, I just don't see how Swebby is going to win unless the Indian War Elephants do heroic things for Parthia. The Eastern Cataphracts taking damage, so as you can see, significant HP loss for them. They've even lost 2 men. Noble Horse Archers down to 20 men. So Parthia's general is going to die quickly. And now the Persian Light Archers are trying to focus the Germanic Slingers, but you know how that's going to go. The Persian Light Archers should theoretically die here, because of the missile block chance for the Germanic Slingers is quite good. So they're actually targeting one Persian Light Archer unit, but the thing is that once you give targeting orders, sometimes the units bug, as you can see with this one. And now it's moving a bit too far. And here you can see the Sarmatian Horse Archers getting caught by Germanic Scout Riders. Well done there by Swebby again. So Parthia has not done much with its skirmishing, like with its Horse Archers, not much with the Cataphracts left, and the General's not looking too good. The Elephant is still on the field though, and it's not getting focused by Slingers. I mean, I think he just needs to worry about the Slingers right now. And he's not getting jabs off onto the Slingers. These Germanic Slingers are gonna be in melee. No jabs onto the Indian War Elephants. And the Elephants are pulling through to get to other units. The Germanic Scout Riders need to target the Elephants, but they are not. Elephants already up to 80 kills, and they haven't really taken too much missile damage. We'll see if they fall quickly, but they haven't taken too many javelins. Ooh, counter cavalry tactics popped though on the spear wall, which could be quite important here. The Elephants might start dying to counter cavalry tactics. And now the Germanic Scout Rider is moving up here to target the Eastern Cataphracts. Still, he thinks he can kill the War Elephant quickly enough, and he might, but we'll see. Wooden ass spears need to throw the javelins at the War Elephants. They are, however, not doing so. And the Persian Light Archers targeting the Germanic Slingers. Look at this War Elephant dying so quickly, so again, I just don't see how... Wow, Germanic Sounder is being so ballsy, rear charging Eastern Cataphracts. Look at them, they charged into the horses, they charged into the Cataphracts, and they just died, just charging into the Eastern Cataphracts. And the Eastern Cataphracts didn't even turn around or anything. It's like they died to the armor of the horses or something. Pretty strange, but again, it looks very good for WYBOBRAK at this moment. Cataphracts here doing some damage, but again, they're getting stuck by Spearwall, who have cavalry counter tactics on, and they're gonna start killing the Cataphracts with support from wooden ass spears as well. Main melee line for Parthia is starting to die. The Persian light archers haven't really done too much, and looks like WYBOBRAK is going to take this game. Spearwall's moving around. Eastern Cataphracts here. More spear levy charging into the Germanic scout riders. Well, to support them as the Eastern Cataphracts, and Parthia's forces are going to be routing off the field. The last Cataphract unit is over here, and now it's routing off the field. So it looks like it was actually, again, BxBaracus taking a victory. It's going to be 2-1 in this series so far. Let's see how next game's gonna go. It's match point for BxBaracus, as this is a best of 5. And this is game 4 also on the Metascena, the Last Legion Last Legion #1 tournament bronze match between BxBaracus and WYBOBRAK. We have WYBOBRAK playing as Arverni and BxBaracus as Galatia in this game. And it is an interesting matchup. I think with this rule set, it could be quite good for Galatia. So let's see how it's gonna go. We have Galatian Raiders on the field. Interesting choice. We have 2 of them. And then a light horse with 2 Cappadocian caps. So the light horse is an interesting choice. And again, 2 naked swords. Very interesting. Of course, we do have the... Wait, do we not have 6 Galatian legionaries? We don't have 6 Galatian legionaries. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Galatian legionaries. Oh, right, we don't have 6 Galatian legionaries because it's max 5 of the same unit. Oh, okay, so that makes things a little bit different, I guess. So without the 6 Galatian legionary, it might not go as well for Galatia, but we'll see. He can still bring Galatian swords. He has, well, I'm gonna go over it again. Again, Noble Horse General Strategist, 2 Galatian swords on each flank, supported by 1 Levy Freeman. And then 1 Levy Freeman in the center with, again, the 5 Galatian swords. So, very interesting composition for Galatia. And it does look quite cool. You should have maybe brought 3 of those horse skirmishers with 41 missile damage. They would have done a lot more, I think, this battle than Galatian Raiders. But Galatian Raiders do have some capabilities in melee, so perhaps that is why he brought them. Still prefer the higher missile damage units, though. Anyway, for Arverni on the field, we have a lot of heavy horse. It's 4 heavy horse. This is pretty standard to bring 4 heavy horse, basically. Then we do see 1, 2, ooh, Levy Freeman getting some nice shots off into the Galatian Raiders, killing 5 of them. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 Levy Freeman on the field for Arverni. Nope, make that 5 Levy Freeman. Levy GG-man, Levy Winman, however you want to call him. In terms of melee contingent, you see that he has 1, 2... Wait. Okay. I'm getting confused. So 3... 4 Oathsworns. Okay, and the Strategist General is Arverni this time around, not Vercingetorix. 2 Chosen Swordsmen. 3 Celtic Warriors. So this melee contingent for Arverni is just stronger than Galatia's, what he brought here. So it's very strong, basically. And we'll see how that's going to go for him. As I'm going to fast forward, just skirmishing going on. These Galatian Raiders trying to get a good angle on Arverni. It's gonna be difficult. So let's see over here. Galatian Raiders trying to go around, but of course fire at will is off, which is a good choice. You don't want to fire into Levy Windmen, or Levy Free Windmen, I should say. Here we go, Levy Freeman over here. Probably want to throw their jabs at enemy Levy Freeman. So here are the Levy Freeman. So Galatia is kiting back here, but trying to use his horse skirmishes, I guess. But he's actually moving up right now. I thought he would want to get some shots off onto the heavy horse. It's gonna be hard for him, but still. Okay, here comes the engagement. Levy Freeman gets some shots off onto the Celtic warriors, maybe? Didn't get any kills, but okay, so now he's going to engage Levy Freeman, turning around and fighting them. But they're down to 114, so this Levy Freeman should win against the other one. Lots of jabs thrown in, though, by the Galatian legionaries. Cappadocian Cav in position for Galatia to start charging in. But this Levy Freeman just stopped the charge of the Celtics. This means the Galatian legionaries can move in and do quite well in melee. Galatian swords coming in here against the Celtic warriors. This engagement is going to be good because Galatian swords can beat Celtic warriors, but chosen swords will defeat Galatians, of course. Here we see the Galatian raiders getting microed by Galatia. A bit too far, that unit, though. Levy Freeman actually trying to go through here, but they're gonna rout this Levy Freeman. Actually, no, both units are steady. I would have preferred the Levy Freeman to be pulled out of the main engagement, though, by Galatia. He hasn't quite done that. Now these Galatian swords here. So Levy Freeman kiting away from Galatian legionaries. Over here. Old Swords will destroy those Galatian legionaries, though. That's a good matchup for them. These Galatians didn't even get their charge off, but it seems like the Old Swords didn't either. They kind of got like weird charge. Very nice targeting on the heavy horse here by Galatia, though. And again, this engagement with Galatian swords, they will do quite well. Not against two Celtic warriors, though. And here Celtic warriors losing to two Galatians. Well, even this chosen swordsman not doing as well as I would have thought. The Old Sword is chasing. And yeah, this Old Sword is doing a lot of damage here. Levy Freeman routed off the field. Old Sword is getting shot by Levy Freeman here, and now they should be pulled away from this engagement, but they are not. I guess they want to just stop the charge, but they will get massacred in the charge. Already below 70, they're gonna start routing very rapidly. Galatian Sword is going to die here, but this means that, I mean, these guys are fresh, whereas these guys should be active soon. They've taken a lot of damage to the javelins of these Galatian legionaries. Have naked swords actually charging in here into the fray, into the Old Sword General. This could be big. They're not actually getting any kills, though. Their charge was not too great. I guess he was stopped by his own Cappadocian Cav or something like that. And now he's losing the naked sword unit. And he's going to disengage with the light horse here. Galatia, that is. Levy Freeman keeping the Galatian raiders away. These Galatian raiders can't do anything because of nice Levy Freeman positioning by Arverni here. Levy Freeman going for the Noble Horse General of Galatia with support of Heavy Horse. But these naked swords here will destroy the Levy Freeman, especially charging at their side. Center engagement is going well for Galatia. Disengagement here too. Now this Cappadocian Cav here, I'm not quite sure what it's doing here. This Galatian legionary is of course going to die, the one that was engaging the Old Sword earlier for sure. But as you can see, like, the Galatian legionaries are very good units. And they can do quite well. Levy Freeman here needs to be used. This unit needs to be pulled, but as I say that, immediately he remembers about the unit. So Levy Freeman gonna get some shots off onto the Galatian raiders here. This is good for Arverni, but Arverni's main line, I wonder if it can actually hold. It's definitely gone through here, and the Levy Freeman will trade cost efficiently against the heavy horse in melee, of course. But the center of Arverni is going to break because it's Galatian swords against Celtic warriors, and we know how that's going to go. Naked swords here mopped up Levy Freeman, but they need to be pulled out in this direction and then charged back in. That's what they need to do. Again, the Noble Horse General needs to do something similar because he shouldn't engage here. Left flank for Galatia, that's where it doesn't look good, but he's winning everywhere else, even in the center. 2 Galatian legionaries against the Old Sworn General, and very nice volleys now from the Galatian raiders into the rear of Arverni's Old Sworn General. If the Old Sworn General dies, this is massive. It's just going to be massive. Just look at the Galatian legionaries doing so well against the Old Sworns here. So we're gonna have some Galatian swords rear charging the Levy Freeman here. They're gonna rout them. Naked swords here not getting the proper charge off, but he's gonna position the unit for some nice charges. Right now, we should see this Noble Horse is gonna go around and see if he can deal with the enemy horse units. The Levy Freeman is alive, but the Galatian sword got a rear charge into the Galatian, not the Galatian, but Old Sworn General of Arvernia. Now he needs to charge this Levy Freeman though, because it's going around and it might start throwing javelins if it still has any. Noble Horse coming in here, a bit risky because there is an Old Sworn here, and even though he'll do well against the Heavy Horse, he's going to take damage, and with the Old Sworn, it might not be such a great engagement for him. Galatian Raiders still on the field here will destroy the Old Sworns. Old Sworns with 100 kills, not efficient at all. Because they were up against 2 Galatian legionaries, and that's not going to go well for them. Rear charge by the Levy Freeman here. Trying to do their best, but I wonder if it's going to be enough. They might actually make a difference on this flank, though. And actually, Arverni is starting to turn this one around. But his general is dying. And once the general dies for Arverni, this could be his game ending. So he's not dead yet, surprising, but still. He's not dead yet, still 11 men left. 10 men left, general not dead, wavering. But still, once it routes off the field, Arverni should end up losing. He does have an Old Sworn. And the general is now finally dead for Arverni. This is massive right here. Heavy Horse are starting to waver. Galatian Raiders here in melee against Heavy Horse. Apparently they are winning. But with Levy Freeman support, they will definitely win. Noble Horse getting pulled away by Galatia. This is a good choice. Old Sworns with 81 men. They try and do their best. But these Galatian legionaries are going to mop up this Old Sworn unit. Galatian Raiders charging into the Old Sworns. Naked Swords, 159 kills. Really good stuff. Heavy Horse charging into the... Not from the best angle, but they might still rout the Naked Swords. Still not looking good for Arverni though. Levy Freeman here trying to engage against the Galatian legionaries, and they're gonna start wavering and routing off the field. Galatian Swords here engaging the Heavy Horse, and now they are not looking too good at all. The Heavy Horse, I mean, they've gotten a lot of kills, but still. The Celtics just don't match up well against Galatian swords. That is a huge problem for Arverni. Then it doesn't have as good mid-tier infantry as Galatia. That is another problem. Does have the Heavy Horse though. That is one thing they have, but I don't really know if he got the proper charges off of the Heavy Horse. But he's getting rear charges, which is important, but... And his Old Sworns are doing quite well. Like, they are surviving for so long here, which is very, very impressive by them. Extremely impressive. They're getting a lot of kills as well, but now they're actually routed off the field. The final Old Sworn unit for Arverni is over here. Oh, that assassination. Salt on the wound. Oh, this one too. That is pretty bloody, if I may say. So yeah, it looks like BxBaracus deployed more as Galatia, and in fact he got like not as many kills, but he ended up routing the Arverni pretty quickly there. And as you can see here, Naked Sword is getting some kills, and the Galatian Sword's 242 kills. Wow. Celtic Warriors not doing too well, as you can see here. Not doing too well. The Old Swords did well for Arverni, but the Chosen Swordsman, not great against Galatian Legionaries. Not great at all. Levy Freeman doing a decent job in Heavy Horse. But yeah, I didn't like the way he engaged with the Celtic warriors. That was quite weird, but he had to get rid of the Levy Freeman and engage the Galatian swords somehow. But the thing about Galatia is that they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sword units. So that is one thing. Whereas Arverni had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sword units. So not as many swords for Arverni. So despite getting a lot of kills on the Old Swords and yes, killing a lot of Galatian Legionaries, the Galatian Legionaries traded pretty well, and these kills, they might look not so good, but a lot of them are on Old Swords, so they did quite a decent job. Light Horse didn't really do much, kind of a weird unit to bring, but anyway, that is match. So it looks like BxBaracus won the bronze match, and he's gonna be 3rd place in the Last Legion #1 tournament. Congratulations to him. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I shall see you next time.